Hello and welcome to another Pride48 training video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to set up your computer for streaming to Pride48.com. We had a previous video where I showed you guys where to find your streaming settings on your account. And now we're going to go over some information on how to actually set up the application that you will use to stream. So first thing you're going to do is, just like the other video, you are going to sign in to Pride48.com. You don't have to do this, but we do list the links of the approved software on the site, and you do need to sign in. Currently, you do need to sign in to get that information. So you'll sign in, click on sign in the top right, and I'm going to go ahead and use a different account. So once you sign in, you're going to go back over to the sign in button. The sign in button is now a settings button, and you'll click on that and you'll go to your account page. In the account page, you will go over to the streaming info and training tab, and you'll see your streaming accounts. I just have a test stream set up. This information is not correct. But the information at the bottom is what you will see. So underneath the stream settings, you will have a download section. And the two recommended software, the one that I recommend for most people is actually called Butt Broadcaster, and it stands for Broadcast Using This Tool. And there's a page that you'll go to, so I'll go ahead and click on this. I'm going to open it in a new tab. And you'll basically go, and you can kind of see a picture of what that looks like. And it's very simple, just like Edcast that we used before. But you'll scroll down a little bit on this page and you will go to the download section. Now this is where I'm going to stop for a moment and talk about Mac. So previously, anyone who was using a Mac computer was using a software called Nicecast. And that was the recommended software that we had. Unfortunately, Nicecast has stopped development on that tool, and they do not allow anyone to download that software going forward. They have also stated on their webpage that eventually, as Mac updates their operating system to 64-bit, I believe, or to not allow 32-bit applications, Nicecast will stop working. So for those of you who are currently using Nicecast, if you probably can still use it for the upcoming streaming weekend, but eventually that may stop working. For those of you who are new and have not downloaded any streaming software to your Mac, you will not have the option of Nicecast anymore. So you will actually use this same software. It is available for Mac and Windows. So I'm going to stop here real quick and just talk about Mac for a second. The settings and everything are going to be identical. The application is going to look the same and everything, but the installation is going to be slightly different. So if you are using Mac, you're going to go to this same page and you're going to click on the Mac OS X disk image, and you're going to download that. It's going to take you over to a SourceForge page. Don't worry about anything. You should see some green text that says your download will start shortly. You don't need to click anything else on that page. When it's downloaded, you'll see it appear in your little downloads bar in Chrome or whatever browser you're using. You want to go ahead and click on that, and that's going to open it up in a folder, and in Mac that's called mounting. And once you do that, then you're going to take the Butt icon and you're going to drag it to your applications folder. And what that will do is that will actually just put that as an application on your Mac, so that when you go to your Finder and when you're looking for the application, that will actually show up there. So if I look in my Finder now, I should be able to find that software, and you'll see that it came up. Now, the other thing that's going to be different Macs now, or the newer versions of the Mac operating system, don't by default allow applications that are not trusted to be run. So when you double click on it and try to run it, you're going to get a little message. It would be one of two messages. The most severe message that you get would say, "but can't be opened because it's from an unidentified developer." So in order to fix that particular issue, if you do get it, you're actually going to hit Control and click on the icon in the folder that opened up when you first downloaded it. When you do that, you're going to see a drop down that's going to have the option to open. You'll go ahead and click Open, and then you'll get a message that'll say, "but is from an unidentified developer. Are you sure you want to open it?" You click Open, and then it will run. And then from now on, when you go to your Finder, once you've done that, you will now get that same dialog that says, it's an application downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? And go ahead and click Open, and it will open it. So I don't use Mac very often, so some of you probably know little tricks around this, but that's the one that I was able to quickly Google. Now, once you do accept it and you say, okay, it's okay to open this, it should stop giving you that pop-up box. You should be able to just open it. But I've had some weirdness with that. But I'm sure those of you who own Mac, you've run into that before, and you probably know exactly what to do. But I wanted to let everyone know. So that's going to be all that's specific to the Mac. So I'm going to switch back over to a Windows computer for the rest of the tutorial, but that's what you'll need to do on the Mac. And again, those of you who own a Mac and who use a Mac on a daily basis, you've probably run into that same thing for applications you've downloaded from the internet, and so you probably know exactly what to do. But I did want to make sure that I had actually brought that up. So for Windows, we're going to go ahead and click on the Windows setup, and that's going to bring us to the same SourceForge page, and it's going to say your download will start shortly. And so I'm going to wait on that. And now when it downloads, you're going to go ahead and do the same thing that you did on the Mac. You're going to click on it, but this time it's going to say, "Welcome to the But Setup Wizard." And you'll click Next. You can leave everything as is. Here, Start Menu and Desktop Shortcut if you want that. Whatever you want to do here. Click Next. Where do you want it to install? Click Next. Click Install, and that will install it. And then you'll have the option to show the README. I don't want to do that. And to run the application. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So when you run it, this is what it's going to look like. And it is a very simple application. It is very similar to Edcast. You'll notice you have a little window up here that gives you some information. It says idle right now. You have a view meter that just tells you the volume, or the volume meter. You have a record button. You have a stop button and a play button. And then you have a settings button. You also have a adjuster for the volume of your output. So, and then down at the bottom, you have some information that'll tell you when you're connected and some other information. So I'm going to switch back over to the Pride48 page, and I'm going to leave this application up, and I'm going to look at my settings. So the first thing that you'll need to do is go ahead and set this up to stream. And in order to do that, you're going to click on the settings button, and that's going to bring up the actual settings. And the first thing we're going to do is main. Now you have the option here of saving several different servers. If you, for some reason, stream to multiple servers, at different times, or if you have different settings and you want to save them separately, you can do that by adding a new one. Now I've already got the one that I normally use. I've got a couple, but I'm going to go ahead and add a new one. So the first thing you're going to do is click Add, and then you're going to give a name to this, whatever you want. And for the type, you're going to select the type that is listed under server type in your settings. Now this says IceCast 2, don't worry about that. You'll just select IceCast. For the address, you're going to copy the server IP. You can just copy that and paste that right over. For the port, you'll do the same thing. And then for the password, you will copy your password and copy that over there. You can also click the button to show your password to see if you've entered it correctly. And for the IceCast mount point, again, you'll just go over here and copy the mount point. Now, I will tell you, just as in their example here where they say stream, you actually do not need the /, and that will cause an error if you do put it in there. So you want to copy that without the /. And go ahead and put that there, and then you're going to put your user ID. So I'm going to go over here, grab my user ID, and that's done. So you'll click add, and then you'll notice I've got P48 test here. So now you want to set your audio settings. So you're going to go to your audio tab. You're going to select your input device. I've got my microphone USB already selected. That would be however your audio is getting into your computer. If you have a mixer and that's going in via USB, if you're using a headset, whatever you're using, you'll select that here. For the channel, you're going to select stereo. And for the sample rate, you're going to select 44-100. I think that's what they select for you by default. Codec is going to be MP3, bitrate 96K. And that's under streaming. Now, this software does have the option to record as well. So a lot of you who stream live like to record on your streaming software, and that is definitely a possibility with this software. And you can actually record and stream in different settings. So your recording settings do not have to match your streaming settings. I've got mine the same, but you can do whatever you want, and that really depends on if you're having your computer is having issues or something, you may want to play around with that. But you can do what you want on the recording, but we do require MP3 and 96K for the stream. And there are some advanced options. We're not going to talk about them today, but there are a couple of advanced options there. The rest of these tabs we're not going to talk about today. I will say this stream tab is a couple of features for people who stream music and want the name of the song to appear in the stream. And this recording is how you want your file to be named and where you want it to be saved. And also you can split the file after every so many minutes, or whatever you want to do there. You can also select start recording when connected. So as soon as you connect to the stream, it will automatically start recording. And then the GUI tab, it just lets you change some of the color options. And so you can select what color you want the writing to be, whatever you want that to be. You can select what color you want the background to be, etc. So like if I go in here and I just say, I want to do that, then you can see that's changing. And really that is all that you have to do. Now I'm going to go ahead and not use the test. I'm going to use one that I've already set up here. I didn't want to show everyone my settings on the tutorial video. That's why I set up a test one. But I'm going to select that one. When you go into stream and you open it up, make sure that you select the server that you've set up. And then you're going to go ahead, once you've selected that, you're going to go ahead and click play to stream. So I'm going to click play. And it says connecting briefly. And then you'll see it says stream sent. And you'll see that I am streaming. So it does give you some more information. It does tell you the settings you're using. IceCast MP3, 96 kbps, 44100. Mount point is show. And I was testing someone else's user ID, so I have someone else's user ID there. Maybe I'll blur that out. But anyway, so you'll see that. Now, this did not record because I didn't want to record, so I'm going to stop this. And I'm going to go ahead and hit record. And then I'm going to hit play. Now, you can hit record at any time, but now you'll see both the play icon and the record icon are lit up. If you want to stop recording while you're streaming, you can just hit the record button again. It'll stop recording, but it will keep streaming. To stop streaming, you will go ahead and hit stop. Now, if you go over to your settings under record and you click start recording when connected, that will actually start recording as soon as you connect to the stream. So you'll see I did that, and now it's both streaming and it's recording all at the same time. And when you hit stop, it'll ask you if you want to stop recording. I do, so I click yes, and there I go. And it shows you right where those audio recordings are saved, and that is configurable by you. So you can change that. Now you're free once you select your server and you get all your settings set, you can actually close this. And so you don't have to have that settings up all the time. And that is how you will stream to Pride48. It's very simple. If you have any questions, you can email adam@pride48.com. And we will have some training sessions for people who need a little bit more hand-holding. But for those of you who are familiar, go ahead and look at this video, download the application, see if you can get it running, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, until the next training video, hope you guys have a lot of fun streaming, and I will see you next time.